Hey everyone, welcome to the front row with Ed. Today we're going to talk about Achilles pain and tendonitis, okay? Everyone knows where Achilles tendon is. If not, you probably should, okay? Now there's a lot of factors that go into Achilles pain, and sometimes we can figure it out. I wore the wrong pair of shoes, or I started running and increased my mileage too quick, or something like that. So oftentimes, simple rest, ice, ibuprofen if you need it, simple stuff, and it goes away, okay? So I'm going to talk about 4 things that I need you to try if your Achilles tendon is still giving you some trouble, okay? Let's get to work.
The first exercise we do is a lower extremity nerve glide or nerve flossing. Every orthopedic injury has a nerve component. The question is how much the nerve is involved. So what you will do is you will slouch, you will have your hands behind your back, chin to chest, pull your foot all the way up to the ceiling, and we're looking at 3 sets of 10 on each leg. If you find the side with the Achilles pain is a little tighter, and then I want you to go ahead and give it a 4th set of 10. So 3 sets of 10, little stretch on top, flossing the nerve. After we do the nerve glide, the next thing we're going to do is stretch the lower extremity. There's 2 muscles that we're after. One is the soleus and one is the gastroc. So what you'll do is you'll make sure your back foot's at 12 o'clock, pointing straight to the wall. The first stretch we feel is a little bit higher up in the gastroc. So in this situation, my left leg is the one that's being stretched, my knee is locked on the left side, and I'm leaning forward until I feel a stretch in the gastroc. I'm going to hold that stretch nice and steady for about a 20-second count. I'm going a little fast in the video, but you would hold it there 3 sets for a 20-second count. The second stretch we're after, we bring the foot in a little bit, keeping the heel down, okay? We're going to feel the stretch down a little lower, okay? And that's going to get right down into the soleus and also into the Achilles. Once again, bend the knee until you feel a good solid stretch, and then you're going to hold that there steady for 15 to 20 seconds, okay? So 2 stretches, gastroc and the soleus. So in this example for our 4th exercise, the right calf, the one with the nice smiley face, is our affected Achilles tendon. So what you will do is you'll need a little step, and I'm going to walk you through it. You're going to use your left leg to come all the way up, and then you're going to transfer your weight to your affected leg. And then for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're going to slowly lengthen. Use your left foot to then come back up again. I don't want you to pop up on that right side. Okay, transfer your weight and slowly come down. So we're not doing heel raises. What we're doing is we're lowering it. It's an eccentric contraction. Once you get to the bottom, use the strong leg to pull you back up, transfer weight to the affected side, and slowly lower the heel for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure you draw a smiley face on your sore side. It will help it heal better.
So there you go. You've got your 4 exercises to work on. Your first one is that nerve glide, because every injury has some component of nerve involvement. But we do the nerve glide, what we're doing is we're making sure that we're kind of flossing that nerve a little bit, making sure there's nothing that's feeding into this. Second thing you're going to do is we're going to look to see if there's any type of tightness with the gastroc, which is the muscle up above, or the soleus, okay? If there is, we're going to slowly, carefully, lovingly try to stretch it out. Remember, stretching should feel good and yummy. It shouldn't be painful, okay? We got to respect the healing process. If it's real painful, you're not going to stretch at this point in time because it's too acute, okay? And the last thing, which is probably the most important thing, is the eccentrics, okay? So remember the smiley face, okay? That was the ankle that we're working on, or the foot that we're working on, okay? We don't want to use that to pop up and down. We're going to shift it over, come all the way up, load it, and then come down slowly for a 5-second count, and use the opposite side to come back up again. Okay, so it takes a little practice to get used to it, but it's really important. We're used to just using a muscle concentrically, but this is eccentrically, where it's contracted and it's lengthening under load. And what that is supposed to do is help to heal that tendonitis or tendinosis, which is actually more appropriate for what it's called, okay, because after a while the inflammatory markers just aren't there. So give it a try, see how you do. If there's any questions, obviously leave a comment down below. And good luck.